Good morning, America, and good morning, whomever, wherever you are in this big planet. This is Dr. Turi from the Arid Zone. All right, so SOS to the world, deadly window set for March 31st. You've been warned. Okay, now you're going to say March 31st, but that's what, 10 days from today? That's a long way away. Why? Well, because I want to give the proof to all of those who just entered my life, so to speak, not to all of those who have been with me for a while, because there is nothing to prove. They know by now that there is something in my work, but it's for the skeptic, for the newcomers. So they say, sometimes they say, oh, wow, you know what, you predict something happened yesterday. No, I'm not John Hogue. I don't wait for the very, very last night of Trump chaotic election night to predict that he was going to lose the elections. Okay. And that's what it is. I give warning plenty time so that you can prepare you. And that's the beauty of becoming a VIP, because in 10 days from now, you may decide to do something and you're not aware of those cosmic winds. The next thing you know, you find yourself at the wrong place at the wrong time, and you end up paying the ultimate price. Knowledge is power, ignorance is evil. Okay, it's very important to pay attention to those windows. Meantime, of course, you have the full explanation of the SOS to the world deadly window with the date of March 31st. Yes, correct. Ugly face of death, drama or surface. You can read the quatrain. And as always, be careful what you say. Be very aware of who you meet, what you do, because you're going to be affected for the rest of your life with this window. The same type of window that created the US Capitol invasion. And you can see those people completely and entirely possessed by the devil or the reptilians who hijacked their emotion, their body, their mind, and their soul. And what, 200 or 300 of these guys have been penalized by the FBI. No one escaped karma. Just be very cautious, especially during those windows. So a lot of those guys got a wake-up call, a big-time wake-up call. So the lucky one will get a wake-up call. I hope that doesn't happen to you. And the unlucky one will be a cop that get killed, or a cop that kill innocent people, or a crazy lunatic out there who start to kill everybody. I mean, you know what's going on by now if you've been following my SOS to the world deadly window. They're pretty obvious, pretty much inarguable, and they also depict natural disasters, earthquakes at or above 6.0. I mean, there is no, unless you read my work, you have the right to be skeptical. If not, you have the right to be silent, as simple as that. See, this is a statement that I am the first cosmic cop teaching you the laws of the universe, and for you to realize how God speaks to us through the signs. Okay, but currently, what do we have currently? Well, currently we are into a new beginning, ending type of window, and this is cursing or blessing a hell of a lot of people from all walks of life, particularly all those kids who are fleeing dangerous mob, deadly area in Central of America, Mexico. And this is why today the DHS chief says that the border is closed, beginning or ending of important phases of life. We're into that window. So be prepared, because as I said, on the 31st, that very nasty window will be fully operational. It's going to be operational a little bit before, like always. So read all the information. It's all in the newsletter with a tremendous amount of teaching that I cannot do right here, right now. So this is the reality, okay? It could also be a natural disaster, as experienced with the Icelandic volcano, that's going to force a hell of a lot of people to experience a new beginning. Remember, sadly enough, this is when my mother died during one of those windows. This is also the window that cursed David Icke when he got stuck in Los Angeles. He couldn't go to Australia. And it was a beginning or ending for him and thousands and upon thousands of people who could not hear him anymore because his reptilians infected. And they realized that someone who is saying that the Holocaust did not happen, and something who says that school shooting are pre-planned, or the Queen turned into a lizard, they realized this guy is not running properly upstairs. That doesn't take anything away from his genius in some ways, because conspiracy are very real, but he went a little bit too far and he cannot retract himself by feeding the reptilians. So be aware. In my case, because of the accident that I have a bunch of things to do. Being checked, insurance, it's a nightmare. It's something that I didn't need, knowing that I'm extraordinarily busy, but this is how it is. It is a new beginning, an ending of phases of life. So pay attention, and then look at people, listen to what they said. Oh, I'm getting married, or I'm getting divorced, or I'm starting a new job, or I'm moving. You start to develop your own cosmic awareness, because these windows are particularly strong. So be cautious with the kids. This window is directly affecting children, and we have thousands of them now that are stuck in the border in Mexico. God knows what's going to happen to those kids. It's going to get much worse before it gets better for all those children. So now another thing that I wanted to mention to you, they are saying on the news that how are the Atlanta spa shooting not a hate crime? I mean, if you remember, this happened on March 16, right on one of my SOS to the world deadly window. Okay, I knew it was a racist act when I first heard about it, and I posted it everywhere. So again, I was well ahead of time in pointing out what really happened. This kid was totally reptilian infected. He didn't own his body, his mind, and his soul anymore. Pretty much like this father who jumped out of a building with holding his baby in his arms. I mean, that to tell you the world you live in, my friend, and how dangerous it is. So you may prepare yourself to do something, and life doesn't stop because of this deadly window. Life doesn't stop. You might have to fly. You might have to attend a meeting. You might have to do something very important. Okay. The idea is to be aware. And if you can, avoid it. If you can plan, let's say you're going to go overseas, for example. Why would you go overseas, okay, during this window when you can plan to go outside of this window? Okay, because you may land somewhere, walking the street, and then a bagger just hit you in the back of the head and kill you for $1. You just have to be cautious. This is life. This is life. And if you're not aware of those various cosmic winds, and there is three that are very, very obvious. The one that we are now beginning or ending of important phases of life. So pay attention. Something will happen to you that is a new beginning or an ending, period. Okay. Then there's another one, which is the Plutonic window. That is the red carpet of the reptilians, is very obvious. That's when cops get killed, they kill everybody. When the crazy guy again go like he did and kill like 5 Asiatic women because of his president has been indoctrinating him to believe that foreigners are invading these countries. This is a country built upon foreigners' strengths, the best of the best, the most courageous, the smartest, people who have balls, okay, people who have guts, people who are very smart. Come here. I'm one of those. I'm a foreigner. Of course, I'm paying my tax. But when I came here, I didn't have any other option to come under the table, okay? But most of these people, you are so lucky being American. You are so lucky, and you don't even know how lucky you are. Many of you do not know how priceless and incredible America is. It's your country, okay? It's made mostly of the best of what foreign people have to offer, and I'm one of those. You do not know anyone that is coming here illegally what is this person's stars are all about, what this person's fate is all about, that's going to touch you directly. I am one of these people. But when you are radicalized by a president who has a wrong set of stars, that is naturally fearing foreigners, somebody who has a legacy and direct connection from past life with Hitler. That's why I wrote the quatrain with Hitler's face years ago, because I saw what was going to happen. I give you the option, and it's still, this option is still in this newsletter for you to click and read about President Trump stars and how negative they are for this country. I don't want to repeat myself, but if you are curious, sad enough, young souls don't read, they only assume. Those who are religious fanatic are going to, as mentioned in this newsletter, regurgitate part of the Bible saying, I'm going to go to hell, while scientists say astrology is pseudoscience, it doesn't work, and they think their mathematics have all the answers. No, my friend, there is so much more that you need to learn. I understand how important it is to keep, these borders in control. You don't want to have too many people, undocumented people, entering this country. I understand that very well. So that's why it's important to have a very strong immigration system, which has been in trouble since Trump literally neutralized it all. Doesn't work that way. You cannot stop the future. You cannot stop, but people see this as an invasion, okay? And this is typically what Hitler was saying in the old days, okay? Deutschland, Deutschland, we are the super race, we are white. All we want is Deutschland to be the best of the best, everybody else must cook. And then that's Aries, because Hitler was born in April with his sun sign in Taurus, under the jurisdiction of Mars, the Lord of War. And like all Aries, he has to learn the hard way. Aries don't learn the first time. You could tell them he's hot. A child born in April is going to burn himself 2 or 3 times before he realizes he's hot. So the rest of the family, or the rest of all the stars and all the zodiac, or the rest of the world came together to teach Aries a lesson that he's not the only one living on planet Earth. And everybody is worth a shot, not just the German race. And that's why, that's why I wrote this quatrain when I read the stars of President Trump. Okay, he had the same cosmic winds as Hitler. That's why I wrote the quatrain. But you do not know what Pluto is, the power of the smallest and the farthest planet in our solar system. You don't know the supreme power and strength of Pluto affecting the 3rd house, which is the mind. That's why it was easy for Hitler to hypnotize the wise German people and turn them into a freaking war machine. Trump has the same magic for those people who are not cosmic conscious. And you give power to a president like this, he's going to do everything he can to own the power. And if that means killing Americans because of his base, which are religious, which are fanatics, which are emotional and very destructive because they are religious and they're afraid of foreigners. They vibrate like your president, but they're going to get those arms and they're going to shoot you. That's what it's critical. And that will happen in the future. Not to, again, elect a president because he has a TV show, a radio show, because daddy left him with billions of dollars and he bought half of New York. Karma is coming for President Trump. Karma is coming for all the people that have been directly or indirectly stimulating the US Capitol attacks. And that is including all those talking heads out there, coast to coast, George Norrie, all these people have been marked by the Scorpius Draconis, and they are totally clueless of what I'm saying, and they laugh at my predictions. I was there last October, remember, predicting the fire in Australia, the death of thousands of animals all over the world. I was there to tell him and his audience how dangerous it was to have Trump as president and how serious COVID-19 was. Now you see, and I told you, when Trump gets out of the way, things are going to go a little bit better. Not when it comes to the immigration, because right now, sad enough, for another year, the tail of the dragon is in the world of Sagittarius that rules foreigners and foreign land. To all those so-called astrologers out there who are learning from me, okay, including Vedic astrologers, just realize the tail of the dragon is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules the law, President Trump tried 50 times, including his attorney general told him there is nothing wrong with the election. They were not stolen. 50 times he lost because he's unlucky with the law. Sagittarius was college universities, okay? Because you elect a president, we have to suffer his stars, and now your kids cannot go to college or universities. Okay, remember Sagittarius was wide open space and animals and nature. Trump, the first thing he did is to go to Paris and kill the Paris Act because he doesn't care about nature. He doesn't care about animals. And he's the only president who never had an animal in the White House. How more clear can I be? This dragon curse minority, not just Chinese, Japanese, Asiatic people, but the Indians, the Mexicans, all these countries that are under the jurisdiction of Jupiter or Sagittarius, that include Australia. This is why I saw the fire and the animals dying over there because Australia is a Sagittarius country, Spain, Portugal, part of Italy. All this is to tell you to pay attention to the dragon. That's what Nostradamus did 500 years ago. He didn't have a watch or a computer, my friends. Astrology is a science because it has a structure, but it's also an art. And you need to have the understanding of this dragon because that's what Nostradamus was focusing most of the time. Okay, so I have a book called The Power of the Dragon, over 500 or 600 pages, I can't remember. Okay, put your hand on this book, understand how this dragon is blessing or cursing you, understand why Hitler did what he did, understand why all the serial killers became serial killers, on whomever made history because of the dragon. And if you don't care about this story, well, check your dragon or the one of your husband, the one of your wife, the one of your kid, the one of your friends or your lover. Be and do something smart, educate yourself. And if you're negative because of COVID-19, hell do I understand you? Oh, do I understand you? Because it changes life, but it's a blessing in disguise for many of you who are going too fast to start to think inwardly and say, okay, maybe I should pay attention to the power of my subconscious. That's where God resides. That's where he stops an infection. He gets your heart beating. That's where you have the ultimate power of creation. That's why I'm always telling you, your future is nothing else than the reincarnation of your thoughts. So learn, put your hand on my book, Beyond the Secret. Be smart. Those cosmic winds are real. The dragon is real. The reptilians are real. But I'm far ahead of time for science or the religious lunatics out there who thinks they're going to go to hell by listening to me. So that's where you are in this world of ignorance, in this world of fear, and by giving power to people who have the wrong stars. Again, in the new age of Aquarius, if we make it, because this age could very well be the last age we live on planet Earth. You have to remember, America was born with the tail of the dragon in Aquarius. Aquarius was what? Sudden release of energy, airplane, explosion, earthquakes, nukes. That's the tale of America. Remember 9/11? Plane, bang, explosion, shocking. Remember this day we live in infamy when the Japanese attack Pearl Harbor, all this bomb and explosion. That's what America is prone to suffer a nuclear exchange, which could kill a hell of a lot of people. I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen, but it may very well happen because science and religion took over God's cosmic design. Again, the scientists and the atheists and the educated idiots out there, they think their mathematics have all the answers. They don't believe in God. They don't believe in astrology. They can only see life through their rational 5 limited sense because this is how they're designed by God. They are forbidden to enter the archetypal realm of supracosmic consciousness. While the religious fanatics think the Bible or the Quran or whatever religion they've been cursed with, okay, is going to fix the situation. It is because all that I'm talking about, it is because all that I represent has been taken away, that we are in such a chaos. So be part of the solution, my friend, okay? Learn how God speaks to us through the stars. Understand Jesus' cosmic ministry. Realize that was taken away from us, and because of man, Men sought themselves as better and bigger than God and his creation. We are all in this incredible chaos that is stimulated by the dark force, the devil, or the evil of all the reptiles who are messing up the psyche and finally hijack the body, the mind, and the soul of people who kill everybody for no reason because they're racist. Okay? And then some of them, luckily for us, they kill themselves. But when you look at it, these people are just victims because nobody was there to teach them. They don't regenerate. They don't know better. They don't know where they belong. They're fed up. They're fed up with all this stress. They cannot handle it. And that's one of the reasons why I'm very, very busy. People are desperate to regenerate. And I'm offering you this. Again, remember, there is a link. If you order a reading with Dr. Turi, please click on it. If you have ordered a reading, you make it sell faster, but ultimately it's your decision. If you're already in line and you're not in a hurry, okay, I hope you're not. You got to wait a while, but you'll see me in time, okay? Just forget it until it's your time that has been set with Terania to meet me on Zoom Live. Now, if you're in a hurry because you're depressed, you're insecure, you need more information, well, let me do those 2 compressed files. Let me sign it. You're not going to lose anything at all. Maybe it'll be better because you're going to get the full introduction as it's supposed to be. I have to educate you on what God Cosmic Design is all about and all the planet and all the sign. I give all this information. Then the second one is only about you, your prediction, the dragon, clean up and get rid of the curse, the black moon in your chart to teaching you the universal laws and regenerate your spirit fully. All right. So for the time being, my good friend, remember, we are into the beginning or ending parts of life, okay? If you want to know how this nasty Sagittarius tail of the dragon is cursing America for another year or so, less than a year, but put your hand on Nostradamus Dragon Forecast. It's only $20. Find out where this dragon is, for God's sake, and how it's affecting you and your family, your friends. And then you'll know better because Dr. Turi knows what he's talking about, just in case you forgot. All right. So beginning, ending of important phases of life, and then moving on to another deadly window. Careful what you say, what you do. Be ready for a wake-up call. You heard me before. I don't have to repeat myself. Just read the newsletter now and share it. Be part of the solution. Move on into the age of Aquarius, because if you don't help me, this planet won't last, especially knowing the stars of America. July 4, 1776, to represent money, solidity, security. The ancient car of the bull, Merrill Lynch Corporation, okay, financial district in New York, to represent food. The ancient car of the crab. What does the crab do all day long? Eats food, cancer, real estate, security, America, so much room, so much plane to feed the world 10 times over. Again, why American dies of the fork? Too much food. There is reality in all that I'm talking about. And if you're curious enough, if you're smart enough, and if you're able to digest my work, then you're going to gain. If not, go and watch TikTok. Good luck to you, my friend. We talk to you again. Bye-bye. Be cautious.